Hey guys, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. On this sort of special episode, sort of a trip review episode, if you will, I'm going to be talking about a recent 2-day solo trip that I took to Hoosier National Forest. It was a great time. Weather was perfect. It was beautiful. I tried out a new campsite that I've only been to once before, but it's full of like beautiful ferns and plants, and you kind of feel like you've gone back in time to the Jurassic era or something like that. It's a very underdeveloped campsite that I found that has not seen a lot of use and is a little bit difficult to get to. So I want to just kind of talk through that and kind of show you guys the campsite, show you the setup too of the truck. A lot of people ask about that, so really go in detail. I had the whole truck deployed, opened up, the awning, the rooftop tent was set up, the back slide out drawers were out. So I just kind of walked around the whole thing while I was there. I took advantage of the time and I wanted to kind of show you guys the whole setup for when I go overlanding. So again, if you're new to overlanding or if you're not new to overlanding and you're just curious about like what my setup is and want to get some ideas for, you know, some potential gear or set up things or do-it-yourself projects, this is going to be a great video for you. Before we dive straight into it, I wanted to mention my sponsors again. Again, these are just, I picked a few small businesses that I really wanted to work with, reached out to them, and they were gracious enough to say, hey, yeah, we would love to be a sponsor of your show. So I want to keep those really specific, right? I want to provide them with a lot of value with some folks that are really genuinely interested in overlanding like I am, like as a real person, right? Not as we're not going to go spend $100,000 on our rig and all that sort of stuff, but just real people that are actually interested in some good value-priced gear or some good resources for overlanding. So again, I wanted to talk through just who those are really quick. I'm going to put links in the description down below to each of these, and I definitely encourage you to go down and click through those links and check these guys out because they are all super awesome, and I'm proud to call them my friends too. So Last US Bags is one of them. They are a great American-made company. They make overlanding bags, tool rolls, all kinds of cool stuff for us overlanders that are very affordably priced and just a great addition to anyone's kit if you're looking for new ways to store things and organize your gear. So definitely click on that link below and check out their stuff. More Overland Expo, which I'm super excited about, takes place here next February. Right now, the ticket sales are not even open, but if you click on the link below, it'll take you to their Facebook page where you can say whether you're interested or not because they're trying to get a tally to know how many people to expect. So again, if you're interested in that at all, go down and click through that link and let them know. And then last but not least, Northology Adventures. Cindy Pope is the young lady who runs that. She does a digital monthly magazine, which I've been fortunate enough to write for a time or two, which is awesome. So if you click through that link below, you can sign up for the free newsletter. Has some awesome pictures, some awesome articles. It's all overlanding related. She also does events. So if you go to her website and you look at it on there, you'll see that she does these events that are like super small focused groups where you could, you know, book for a very small fee, a like personalized guided tour basically for an overlanding trip, which is really cool. So again, check out the links in the description below to check out all those guys because they're awesome. And let's get right into the video. Alright guys, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. I am driving into Hoosier National Forest now. Sorry for the flashing light of the sun, but it is a gorgeous day, guys. Like, it is beautiful. So it's Thursday, the 11th of June. The weather was just going to be perfect this week, so I said, hey, I'm going to take off Thursday.
1,000 feet. Continue straight.
And the GPS is going to talk. I said, hey, I'm going to take off Thursday. I'm just going to head out solo to Hoosier National Forest and just find a spot and kind of hang out, maybe shoot some videos, maybe edit some stuff, maybe write some blogs and stuff. So anyways, so here I am. I'm out driving into Hoosier National Forest. So I just thought I'd make a little intro. guys, so now I'm going to show you just kind of my setup. So I plan to be here for a couple days. I'm not planning to go anywhere tomorrow, so I'm going to set up the awning, I'm going to set up the rooftop tent, I'm going to set up a folding table, I'm going to set up the whole 9 yards. So this would basically be like a base camp type of setup. So I just kind of wanted to show you the steps of that, what it looks like, how it looks when the truck is all deployed. It really doesn't take much time at all. I've gotten it down to kind of an art now where under 10 minutes for sure, I think, to set everything up. So anyways, let's go. This is always a little awkward when you're by yourself, so don't judge me, don't laugh at me. But it works. It's easy. It's pretty easy to do solo. It's just annoying. Same on the other side. Still got to get the other one. Alright, now you got an awning. Again, a little tough to do by yourself, not impossible at all. Just annoying and you're going to look stupid. So like when you go to an expo, if you have to do that by yourself, be prepared. Ask for help if you don't want to look silly. Next sort of important thing, folding table. This one's actually kind of a ghetto, weird old one that my mother-in-law actually found at like a garage sale. But I've been using it ever since. It's actually really nice. So it's got folding legs inside of it, so when it's folded down, it's about that big. And again, I think we paid like 10 bucks for it at a garage sale, so I've probably used it for 3 years now, and it's probably 20, 30 years old. So kind of neat if you can find one. There are a lot of other options out there though. One thing about this table, especially when it's at its top height, is that it's a little wobbly. So just want to make sure that you get all the legs on the ground. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you how easy and quick it is to set up the rooftop tent. Honestly, it's going to take me longer to unlock the locks on the box than it is to put the tent up, and I'll show you that. So that's it. Now we get the ladder. Those L brackets are not weight supporting. They're basically just there to kind of keep it from sliding side to side, but I let the ladder hold its own weight and I don't really let it rest on the L brackets. Then once you climb up here, I do have a bungee cord that just holds the fabric in so that it makes it easier to take down. But it just has a carabiner on the end. So you undo it, get it to lay down by the sides, and you're done. It's that easy. In addition, some of the additions that I've made to it are I tied a bungee to the top center to help hold the ridge line up. And also, and this is newer, so this may take me a second, but I got these adjustable tent poles. And I used U-bolts and I fabricated little holds for them down here. So they go right like that. Kind of got to get them where you want them. And then you can attach your awning to them. But at the very least it holds it up so that it's not hanging down, because in the past it's just been hanging down. So I've either had to throw it up over the top of the box or tuck it in and tie it up, which is kind of a pain too. So this is just a quick, easy way to do that. The other thing is that I'm going to use those same poles. I'm going to install some U-brackets going long ways, and these things will extend up to 7 feet. So then the plan is to have U-brackets on the ends where I can put these things out at like in a cross, maybe tie a bungee around the middle. And when I get my material for the rain fly, that will basically hold the rain fly up. So these will go up like this, the rain fly will go out over it. That way it's not just sitting right on the tent. It'll be held off the tent separate so that I still have room to move around in there. I don't have to worry about condensation or, touching it and having water come through. So that's kind of the long-term plan. So we'll see how that works. I'm gonna pull out all the water, the cooler, all that stuff will come out. The drawer side, I actually like kind of taking everything off of it and then using that as like a cooking prep surface. So the grill obviously comes out of the side of the slide, the drawer. So that just gives me more room to put stuff. It's kind of like a built-in table. Then I use this table sort of to hold the water, the cooler, condiments, all the extra stuff will go out here and sort of be pre-set up. So let's get that stuff out. You've also probably seen, if you notice this stuff up here, I've got a shovel, full-size shovel, Fisker's axe, a knife, and a flashlight up here. They're all mounted via quick fists to my hatch, so I think you could do this in pretty much any vehicle that has a removable plastic cover for a hatch. I literally just took it off, kind of measured a little bit, drilled holes, put the quick fists in, and that was it. So I'll put a tag up here to that video, because I actually have a video where I kind of show you in more detail this. So if you're interested in that, click the tag up above. Alright, so we got water. So that's the water. Now we got the cooler. Probably put this by the fire, honestly, because it has my beer in it, which is important. But right now it's in the shade. It's up off the ground, which is nice. So that's it. So then later when we're going to cook, then, I don't know if you can see it from over there, the grill is right here, and then now I've got a clear surface. So here, let me bring you over. All right, so let's push the drawer in, and then I will show you the modifications I made to a telescoping ladder and all that stuff. Just got to latch that in. That holds it. The pantry locks just like the other drawers. Same design on all the drawers there. Back here you can see the battery pack. So there is a battery inside of this box. Got a 500 watt inverter on the side. It's charging the chainsaw batteries right now. I put this back here. It's just one of those little phone chargers. But so when I'm back here cooking, things like that, my phone is always dying, right? Because right now I'm using it to shoot video. So I can just pop it right on there. I can see it if I get messages, if I have reception, things like that. I could listen to music if I wanted to, all that good stuff. So it's kind of like a charging / entertainment center back here. Over here to the side, you can see, I recently bought this. I haven't actually used it yet. I think in the winter, I may use it more, but it's basically just like it was like $7 to $10, something like that. It's just a nice soft foam mat. The intention is when you're like getting a fire started and you have to work pretty hard, like in the winter or after rain or things like that, that you have this to kind of put your knees on and just kind of relax. I use it as like a seat cushion. I put my kids on it. Sometimes I'll throw that out somewhere and they can just sit on that. Otherwise, then down here, then I've got my Yuko-ware flat pack grill. And then back in there, you can see I've got a fire extinguisher just in case. And behind that, if I can focus, is my air compressor, which I'll put a tag to that video as well. I made a video on that. It's kind of semi-permanently mounted there and can be powered right out of there. And it's got an extension on the hose so I can get to all four wheels, but I can also pull it out and plug in alligator clips and run it off the battery or give it to someone else to use. So I'll put a link to that video up above as well. On the side here, I don't know if I can get the camera around to it, but that is my solar controller. Mine is a Renogy kit. I don't know that they make it anymore, but it's a great kit. There are a lot of similar ones though, so I will put a link to one that I found that is almost identical to my kit. That has good reviews down below too, just in case if you're looking for something like that. I love this kit. I'm telling you, it changed my whole experience. So again, I'm going to be here for 2 days, and rather than having to constantly be worried, am I killing my charger battery or my starter battery? Is my phone charged? Is my laptop charged? And I had to worry about that a lot. Now with this totally separate system, I mean, worst case, I'd destroy this battery back here by over discharging it, right? It is an AGM deep cycle, so I think I can take it down to about 50%. But with the solar plugged in, I pretty much don't run it at night. But with the solar plugged in, you can see up there, it's kind of shady. I'll take you around here. So it is getting some sun, but it's mostly in shade right now, and it's just maintaining. So it always stays around 12.5 to 14 volts, basically, pretty much all the time, unless it's like pitch black or nighttime, things like that. So let me show you. So over here now you can see the water is off. The drawer in the back, as is the cooler, and they're on the table, which does pretty well. But then the nice thing is, so now I've got just all this flat space up here for food prep, for, you know, putting out my mess kits and things like that to serve food. This is where my slide is built into the drawer. So there's a big, massive 36-inch slide that holds 250 pounds. And then built into the drawer here is my Coleman 2-burner stove. Again, I'm cheap, and I like to just use stuff I've already got. These things are those cord. You've probably seen these things before. You screw them into your wall to like keep cords going in the direction that you want and kind of hide them. So I used a couple of those, 3 of those, and then I just used a small bungee. And the purpose of that is just to keep this from coming out. So I was having a problem where I'd open this big slide up, and then this thing would come shooting out at me. So that, you know, for no additional money, basically, and really simple, easy install, solved that whole problem. So that is that solution. For those of you that are not familiar too, I've made a video on this. I'm not sure if I posted it at the time of posting this one, but this is my solution back here for storing, without taking up hardly any room, my telescoping ladder for the rooftop tent. And behind it, I saw that there was a little bit of extra room, so I put my small folding aluminum table. I've actually made some modifications to that, so I'll show you that here in a second. So basically what I did was I put a D-ring right back there and right up there. And then I've got this one small bungee that I just loop under the table and the telescoping ladder and then over it. So I'm basically holding it, right? So it holds them actually pretty tight. Like they don't really go anywhere. So you can see. So all that you have to do though to get them out, undo one of the D-rings. Then usually what I do is either let it hang, or I might pull it up and attach it to the hook up there just to keep it out of the way. But then here's all you have to do. So down here at the bottom, attached to my drawer system, I took an old U-bolt, because again, I like to use stuff that I've got laying around versus having to go buy new stuff. I took a U-bolt and the metal piece that comes with a U-bolt that goes on the other side to help you strap it. So I'll show you that here. Let me take this thing out. So basically I used the other piece of the U-bolt and I tightened this down on it. So I made a little L bracket and then I attached the U-bolt to it. So I just fabbed this up from a piece of metal. I think it was actually an old fog light attachment point. And attach the U-bracket to it. But then with these metal bolts on each side, that holds the ladder in place so that it doesn't move. And then I just put a little self-adhesive piece of like rubber padding down there just so it doesn't clank and clink around back here. And it kind of helps hold it in place. But then that's all that holds it. The rest of it, the front just sits there up against the box. And that's what holds it. Now for the aluminum table, I put a little L bracket right there that holds that corner. And then I took a piece of old steel that I had laying around, put a screw through it into the side, and then I cut and bent the metal into a little bracket, if you will, and it just sits in there. So you just lift up and pull this thing out, and it fits perfectly. I mean, you look at the side of the Xterra here, right? I mean, this table, I'll put a link to it down below. I think I got this from Cabela's for like 30 bucks, 30, 40 bucks. But it literally fits in this space just perfectly. Like, it's like it was designed for it almost. So yeah, so I just made that one little bracket down there and then that one there. I've set the telescoping ladder in front of it. I've strapped the whole thing and it just stays like that 24/7. And when I get to camp like now and I want to put up the rooftop tent, boom, you just pop the ladder out, you pop your table out to set up around the campfire, and you set up your rooftop tent and you're done. So kind of cool, kind of proud of that. I mean, it's nothing special, right? But it solves a problem, which is cool. All right, guys, so that's basically it. As you can see, rooftop tent is set up, ready to climb in, go to sleep. Awning is set up, table is set up, water, cooler, chair, ready to cook in the back whenever. So all my dry goods are in the back, all the cold food is in the cooler, obviously. But so whenever I'm ready to cook, I just pop around back, slide the drawer out, slide the grill out, I'm ready to go. So as you can see, it's taken a long time to kind of get here, right? Like, so I used to have to set up a tent or set up a hammock and a tarp and go through a lot of steps and take a lot of time. When I was doing the tent thing, I had a cot and then memory foam pads and a sleeping bag and a wool blanket and a pillow, and there's so many pieces and bits that you have to remember to pack and that you have to store in your vehicle somewhere. So now all that's moved to the rooftop tent, which is great, saving me space, saving me time, making it easier to set up and tear down. The awning is just a really nice luxury feature, right? So you wouldn't have to have it, you wouldn't even have to deploy it, but having it and not needing it is better than needing it and not having it, right? But just having it out here, I don't have to worry about crap falling into my food or anything like that. If it's going to rain at night, I can put my stuff like my chair and my, the table and all that stuff underneath of there. Oftentimes I'll hang my trash bag from the corner of that if there's no sticks or anything around to like get the trash up off the ground. So that's basically it. It's as simple as that. All right, guys. So that was the 2-day Hoosier National Forest solo trip. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that it gave you some good info and kind of showed you more about my setup, right? Like, how do I set everything up? What does the do-it-yourself rooftop tent look like now that I've used it a few times? What's my setup for kind of my kitchen, my gear? I am going to be making a separate video about my full kitchen setup. Just kind of a beginner's, like, what is the bare bones stuff that you would need for a kitchen. So look for that coming soon too. If you're in the Midwest and you're looking for more information about Hoosier National Forest, definitely consider subscribing to the channel because I put out stuff about Hoosier National Forest all the time. I'm actually working right now, and it'll probably take through the winter because there's too many people out right now to video it all, but I am working on a series that's going to be, I'm going to go around Hoosier National Forest and tag all the different spots and take like a video walkthrough of each spot so you know what to expect before you even go there. So again, look for that in the future too. If you're not already, click that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. And again, look at the description down below for links to those sponsors because I'm telling you, these guys are all awesome and they have really cool products. And for the most part, most of them are free or very inexpensive. So you should definitely check those out down below. So again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.